Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Journal Club. Today, we're diving into a fascinating study that tackles a question many people and even some doctors have wondered about: is it safe for your brain if we push LDL cholesterol levels really, really low? Now, LDL cholesterol, often dubbed the bad cholesterol, has long been a target for aggressive treatment, especially in patients at high risk for cardiovascular events. But lowering it to levels we've rarely seen in nature, well, it makes you wonder if there's a downside, right? Could it affect cognitive function? That's exactly what researchers set out to address in a long-term study published in NEJM Evidence. This study was actually an extension of an earlier trial called Ebbinghaus, itself a sub-study of the larger Fourier trial. In Ebbinghaus, about 2,000 participants were already being closely monitored while on statins and either a PCSK9 inhibitor called evolocumab or a placebo. Over a median follow-up of 1.6 years, there were no differences in cognitive function between the two groups. Fast forward to this new study. Researchers took a smaller group, 473 patients, to be exact, who had participated in the original trial, and followed them for over 5 years. Everyone in this group was put on evolocumab. The goal? To see if very low LDL cholesterol levels, sustained over a long period, had any measurable impact on cognitive function. Now, here's where it gets interesting. These participants had their cognitive function tested annually using validated computer-based neuropsychological tools. They weren't just guessing or relying on subjective memory recall. They used a structured approach to assess executive function, essentially, the brain's ability to plan, focus, and multitask. And the results? Reassuring, to say the least. At the 5-year mark, the researchers found no significant changes in executive function compared to baseline. Even in patients whose LDL cholesterol levels dipped below 25 mg per deciliter, a level that might sound almost fictional, they didn't observe any adverse cognitive effects. So, for those worried about whether aggressively lowering LDL could make you forget your car keys, this data says, probably not. But let's talk about the bigger picture. Why does this matter? For one, cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death worldwide. We now have the tools to drastically reduce LDL cholesterol and, by extension, heart attacks and strokes. But the safety of these approaches, especially when pushed to extremes, has always been a lingering question. This study offers a solid vote of confidence that achieving and maintaining very low LDL levels appears to be safe for the brain, at least over a 5-year horizon. Of course, there are some caveats. The study population was relatively homogeneous, mostly white men with a median age of 62. So, can we confidently apply these findings to women, younger adults, or more diverse groups? Not quite yet. And while 5 years is a decent amount of time, what happens over a decade or more? That's still an open question. But if you're a clinician or a patient faced with the decision to use aggressive LDL-lowering therapies, this study is a green light to go ahead, at least for now. The benefits in terms of reducing cardiovascular events far outweigh the risks. So, what's the takeaway? If you or someone you know is on the fence about using a PCSK9 inhibitor like evolocumab, rest assured your brain is likely going to be just fine. And if you're a healthcare provider, these results might just help you sleep a little easier when recommending these therapies to your patients. That's it for today. If you found this interesting, make sure to subscribe and share this episode with friends, family, or colleagues. Who knows? You might help someone make a more informed decision about their health. I'm Amanda, and I'll catch you next time. Until then, stay curious, stay healthy, and stay informed.